Okay, so got that load done. I'm gonna need more boxes. Well, I've got certain sizes I've really got to have to get some stuff into the boxes. Because I am just trying to get everything in order and in there as soon as possible. I'm running so late to be on the big road. I gotta get hefty bags and boxes. Well, they're just banging away. They've already hung most of the sheetrock in there, and they're doing the finish work now. I've done some finish work. I've hung some sheetrock. I'd rather do the finish work though. Done quite a bit of that. In my lifetime. You do what you gotta do when, you need work. If normally you're bartender, waitress, and there's a job going on, the people on the job, they can get you in, the pay is good. You learn how to do different jobs, whether it's painting houses or hanging sheetrock or taping, doing finished work, working concrete. You just do what you gotta do. And it's really a bonus because if you know how to do that stuff, you'll know how to work on your own property when you buy some property. And two, if you ever need work again, you can get it because you're experienced. It just really takes somebody that's really, really good at what they do to show you how to do a job like that. And I was taught by some of the best. Luigi Campasso, that guy could do sheetrock in his sleep. And he was a serious drinker, but that joker could hang some sheetrock. And my brother Mickey Wagner, he's deceased now. He taught me how to do paint and got me on a great job site years ago when I had no work. And they offered to pay me some huge money. I was like, oh yeah. Oh, let's see. I think I'll have to park over here. I don't know. There's just too many people in this store. I don't want to go in there. It will take forever to get out if they have more than 6 customers checking out. So I'm just going to do this. I'll pass that one. Man, I could go for a Mexican breakfast right about now. I think I'll just end up with eggs and jalapenos probably. But I could really go for a traditional Mexican breakfast, that's for sure. Some flour tortillas. God, there's an old 71 two-door caddy over there. They were so ugly. It might even be a hair older than that. It looks like a 71 or 72 though. Yeah, fried potatoes with onions and bell pepper, and then frijoles with white cheese, queso blanco, and then flour tortilla, chorizo and egg. That's what I call breakfast. Yeah. That was the greatest thing in my old drinking days. Whether it was daylight or what, was to go get Mexican breakfast and start all over again if I didn't have to work that day. The old party days when you didn't have kids and you weren't responsible for anybody but yourself. You're wandering Jew. This is wild. I wouldn't trade my kids for the world, though. There's no way I would say that I would never have kids. I regret sometimes when they do doofus stuff, but my girls were actually quite good. The boys were tough, but the girls were pretty good. Probably better than most girls. And they're very book smart. That's the nice thing. They're very, very book smart. Me, I was just plain smart because I had photographic memory and I could write with both hands and at the same time and all that kind of stuff. Made my own Xerox. But I didn't try. I really didn't try like I should have. But I just was bored with grade school and high school. I really, to me, it was such a huge waste of time when I could work and make money instead of hang out over there. It's like I say, a photographic memory. If I had to go in and take a test, I just, read all the stuff real fast, and it was in my head. I could take the test right there, boom. And my little baby sister, that joker studied, and that's all she did was study and study. Before I left my daddy's house, she just studied, and I didn't have time for all that. Oh my gosh. I had things to do, places to go, and people to see. Whether I was allowed to or not. I was all over the place. Surfing, skateboard riding, sailing. Somebody's car the other day, and they had taken a spray can and spray painted Trump all over it. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, spray can paint. Didn't get off gasoline, but I thought it was quite extreme. They might have gone to the rally, because he's had a couple rallies. He had one in Panama, I think it was like a month ago, and then the other night he had one over in Picola. Nice chair. I like that chair. But he had one in Picola just the other night. And my neighbors went. I wish they'd have told me, because we could have all gone down there. Ooh. I love those round chairs. I had one, a really giant one, the papusa chair, whatever you call it. Oh, I love them. They're so comfortable. If you want to fall asleep or clean your air with peroxide, they're the greatest thing in the world. They're just really neat. And they're so easy to move. Oh my gosh. And the pad that goes on them, you just take it outside and hose it down and let it dry in the sunshine. It's a little brand new. I miss that big chair I had. My big house. It was the coolest. You have to put it in a corner. That's the best place to put it. So if you have a big blank corner, that's the spot. Now they're selling some over at Walmart. I think they're a little bit smaller than the one I had, but they are just the neatest, most comfortable thing. Old beanbag chairs was a big deal back in the day, but God, they used to get ruined. They'd end up cut open somehow, some way, and it leak all over the floor. Just terrible. I wonder if this JJ muffler is something my buddy in California, Buck, used to have. That guy was a kid. Oh my gosh. He helped me out a lot though, trying to get my Fiat pass in the smog test. Boy, he was slick. Slick as owl poopy doo. He was the best. I got a ton of cars over here all of a sudden. This used to be a different car lot. I think it was Ready Car Lot. And now it's ASAP Motors. Fire department. Is that what we've got? Whoa, geez, why aren't you going? You're gonna sit there and just hold up traffic for no reason at all. Sure is, fire department. That guy really wanted to turn left. Should have waited. Okay. Here we go. Whee! No school tax. That's a big thing now. They're trying to bring a school tax in. I've lived in other states where they had that, and it's somewhere they would find a way to bill it to you, whether it be on your city taxes or on your water bill or some darn thing. And it's like, man, why am I paying all this different money for what? Boy, I've donated so much to that mission. I have got so many donation slips. But it helps people. And I don't have a choice. I just can't keep everything. I'm trying to scale back to the most important money-making stuff and hold on to that. To save me some money in storages. Starting to open up a few more rental things lately, and I imagine it's people getting evicted and trying to avoid the bill. So as soon as they get served that first paper, some of them are leaving. But a lot of times, once that's been filed up in the courthouse, before you even go to court, it's on your record. And sometimes your best option is to go to court and then request if the judge would remove it if he's in a good mood on a good day. You never know, because it apparently stays on your record like 7 years. And I'll tell you, Florida, you can't rent in Florida with one eviction in the state of Florida, unless you're real lucky and you get a landlord that isn't worried about all that. You just walk up there with a handful of cash and go, "Hi, I'd like to pay you." Bama's real hard to rent, man. I walked around one time with $7,000 in '02, and I made huge money then, and my daughter's daddy made very good money working for the same company for like 19 years. And man, I couldn't rent a damn thing. I'm like, okay, let me pay you 3 months in advance then. They're like, no. Because they wanted renter's credit, and I didn't have really any because I've owned property 97% of my lifetime. So I really didn't have renter's reference or any of that kind of thing. Now in California, let's see, I think I sued twice. I guess I sued twice right before I left. Big time. And beat both of them. Big time. I lived in one place for a year without even paying rent. And one of the cases we went to, before we even went in, the lawyer was like, look, they want to make a deal. I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, look, he said they are tired because they didn't know how to do proper service and all that. So they got called on it every time they had to start it over again. Every single time we go to court, the judge's like, this is improper service. So my lawyer said, look, they want to make a deal. I'm like, yeah, right. And he says, here's what they'd like to do before we go into court. And I said, okay. And this was James Migler. He was a great lawyer. And I paid him $350. The last time I had paid him, I paid him $350 to handle the paperwork and show up to court. And God, we went to court so many times. And so he says, here's what they want to do. They would like you to leave. I'm like, yeah, I bet they would. And the problem is I need to fix all the stuff that they haven't fixed. And man, there's like so many people over here. I don't think I want to go. And so it was a mess. Apparently the renter before me got mad at the lady and trashed the unit. So as I've moved in and I start trying to turn stuff on and all, they cut wires in the outlets and the phone service. They cut the wires of that, cut the pilot and everything out on the gas heater, and it was just every time I got ready to turn something on for service, they'd come out, and, or they couldn't come out, and I had to pay them. And I think it cost me like $250 to straighten out the phone service on one phone jack. Oh Jesus! But they had whacked the whole place up, including the plumbing. And I get in there and it's like I don't have heat and air, and it was cold that year, and what a mess it was. And so he says, look, it had been like a year we had gone round and round, and we go to court, judge throw it right back out, go to court, judge throw it right back out. And so he says, my lawyer James Migler, he says, let me tell you something, Red. He said, they really want you out. He said, they'll make you a deal. I'm like, and what is that? Now, bear in mind, this is like minutes before we go into court. And he says, they will just write off all the back rent, all that, if you will just leave, like, in 30 days or less. And I said, huh? And so, let's see, the rent on that place, I think it was about $450 on that place. And it was an apartment, one-bedroom apartment, in a very, very small building. I think there was like 4 units or something. And this lady handled, like, she managed like several complexes for them, 2 or 3 complexes. But anyway, so just in fixed crap. So anyway, and she was real nice when I rented, but boy, after that, she was a witch. And so I just got tired of it. I paid about $1,000 to be fixing on everything because the guy had sabotaged stuff that lived there before. So I told the lawyer, and he's looking at me, he said, look, you never know what a day in court is. He said, the judge might find in their favor today and you owe them money. I said, I got money. And he says, but, they're going to write off, almost a year's worth of rent if you'll just go. And I said, really? And he said, but boy, it's up to you. And I said, well, okay. So we did it, and man, I freaking moved out in like a week, and then kept it locked up so they would have to come open it up, and they couldn't touch the place for 30 days, and I moved out in like a week because they were bugged. I mean, I didn't get my deposit back, any of that. And in California, you pay first and last month's rent, cleaning, and security deposit. You pay a lot of money to rent back then. So anyway, dude, there is no parking on this road. You're parking in the bike lane. So anyway, that worked out cool. The only problem was the next place I rented, which I was paying over $1,000 a month for a brand new rebuilt laundry room that a girlfriend of mine used to stay in for dirt cheap. This guy bought the building, and he so-called renovated that downstairs laundry room into a really tiny one-bedroom apartment. I mean tiny. And he didn't do right. And I moved into that sucker in there. Oh, what a mess that was. Holy hell, was that a mess. And I had a brand new baby. What a mess. And I ended up suing his stupid butt. And I went to court with him about twice. His problem was he didn't know how to fix stuff. He'd come in there and do it again and do it again. It never get fixed. And it was just stupid. It was like, hey, somebody who knows what they're doing and is licensed. Stop wrenching on the thing yourself. And so, anyway, my lawyer, I hired him again. And we were getting ready to go to court. And my lawyer says, man, after this, you won't be able to rent nothing. Like, I don't care. I'll buy my own houses. I have a business. I have money. And I said, the guy just needs to be caught. And he said, well, we'll see. Went into court. They threw that one out again. And he had to try to serve me again like that other lady. And in the meantime, I was having problems with my daughter's dad. He was kind of scaring me. And I had an option to leave the state, which I really did not want to leave California. Boy, I just hated leaving Disneyland there and the beach and Manhattan and Redondo and all those cool places and Beverly Hills. And I thought with some hope that maybe the grass would be greener on the other side, that there would be something so much better that I could raise my child in and so much safer than California at that time. And actually it worked out okay. Did you guys see the skeleton guys right there? Actually it did work out okay. It was horrible at first, but it was so much better than California, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a really great day. And whatever you do, keep smiling. Don't ever let them see you sweat. I've got to get some more stuff packed and move. Try to get this rolling. The landlord's kind of quiet right now. And got nothing in the mail. I went early this morning. But still got to keep on packing and moving. If I can get some stuff done, then I might have a little extra time to get some other cool stuff done that I need to do before I get on the road. But I won't know till I get the most important stuff done first. Let's pack that stuff up and get it into storage so we know exactly where we're at and we're ready to roll in case there's something important. Alright, I hope you have a great day. Love you.